unless you're from another planet. Yeah, so we've all got DNA. How many of you here tonight believe that your DNA has changed from the day you were born? Think it has? Okay. Well, only a few brave souls. How many think it's the same? Well, what are the rest of you guys thinking? You're all scared? You don't know? You don't want to vote? Okay, here's the point. Your DNA has not changed at all. If your DNA changed over time, the police could never find the criminals. Right? Your DNA is hard-coded. I mean, it's in there, and it's never going to change. It'll be the same the day you die. So how come we change? Why do we age? Why do we look different? You know, why do we get gray hair? Why do these wrinkles happen? What happens to us? The DNA doesn't change, folks, but the way that DNA gets expressed into the tissue of your body is what changes. That's called genetic expression, okay? And we are literally some of the world leaders in genetic expression research. That's where it all is, all right? The hard-coded DNA doesn't change, but it does get expressed differently through the epigenome. And you'll hear a lot more about that and how that translates your DNA into your tissue. Happens in the epigenome. That's where the expression happens, okay? So we've done a lot of work on this, and there's two parts to this. One is you got to have the Rosetta Stone. You got to have taken enough DNA samples over decades so you know what the youthful expression of every tissue should look like. Otherwise, you don't have the key. You don't have like the original, starting point, okay? So that's the first part. Second part is being able to assess genetic expression, and that's where this little chip comes in right here. This is called the gene chip, made by a company up in Silicon Valley. You can actually put DNA strands in the chip, and you can analyze them within minutes, and you can tell the expression of any particular strand of DNA. And so what Nu Skin scientists have the ability to do is that we know from the Rosetta Stone that the expression is supposed to look like this, okay? We know from aging that it looks like this on most people in middle age. And so what they can do is they can take all their genius and they can put together formulas of products and they can feed them to test groups of people and take a DNA sample 90 days later and stick it in the chip and see how close that expression is to this one. And that's the goal. Try to get the product resulted genetic expression to match the original expression. The youthful, young expression, okay? That's the whole point. We're way ahead on this. 28 patents published or pending on age-lock science. 28, and more being filed all the time, right? So what does that mean? That means we can take virtually any tissue in the body and we can age-lock it. We can get it to act more like it did when it was young, so that you act more like you did when you were young. Well, maybe not in some areas, okay, but in your youth and your appearance at least, right? So we have these age-lock products. This is the current lineup, and more coming all the time, and we invite you to use every one of these products. Now, let's talk about some new things, okay? How many here have purchased your essential oils today? All right, look at that. Now, the rest of you that didn't raise your hands, you still have a chance, because there's a few left in the other room. Not that many. They're going to sell out, probably tonight, for sure by tomorrow. So we launched these yesterday. This is our offering in a multi-billion-dollar marketplace that in the last 5 years has been the fastest growing segment in our industry, essential oils, okay? Nu Skin has decided to play the game, but Nu Skin is going to play the game with better purity, better performance, okay, at the same price. That's exactly what we're going to do, and we're doing that as of yesterday, launching these oils. If you haven't got your hands on them, you want to do it. And these oils have been around since ancient times. These oils are prized all over the world for their benefits to people. If you're having a bad day and you're all wound up and tight and stressed out, don't take a sleeping pill. Buy your oils, put a diffuser in your bedroom, and put some lavender in there, and let it atomize that lavender into the air, so it's part of your air molecules, and just lay down and start breathing it in and let it put you to sleep. Okay? I mean, the things you can do. You get a big-time headache, take a few drops, just rub it right on your temples, and watch what happens to your headache. Stop popping the pills. Start using some natural things to help yourself, and you're going to find out these are amazing products, okay? and actually we sold out the USA supply in 1 hour yesterday. Gone, okay? So the only place you can buy them is here, tonight, tomorrow. That's the little remnant that got reserved for these expos so that people that were here and took the time to come down here could actually get the products. Let's talk about age-locked youth for just a moment. I just want to lay a little background for you so you can capture about what's going to happen here. All right, I'm going to tell you something that's going to happen before it happens. And you know, there's a few times in your life, if you ever learn about something that's going to happen before it happens, that's usually called insider trading. All right, that's not this tonight. Okay, I'm just going to tell you about some sales that are going to happen before they happen. So back in 1992, I was involved in Nu Skin at that point for 3 years. Okay, Nu Skin came up with this product called Vita Life Pack. They eventually changed the name to Life Pack. And they were really focused, one of the first companies in the world to come out with a full-blown antioxidant formula. And they did that in 1992. And to our, lucky stars, Time Magazine broke this cover story, a 50-page section inside this issue of Time Magazine in 1992 that for the first time told the whole world about antioxidants and what they could do. On the cover they said the real power of vitamins. New research shows they may help fight cancer, heart disease, and ravages of aging. So Time Magazine breaks this story. And everybody's like, rushes out to figure out, where's antioxidants? Well, we happen to be at the right place at the right time with the first product line that got put into individual, sachet packets. So people didn't have to twist tops off bottles anymore. They could just tear open the packet, easy to travel with. All the capsules are in one easy place. They could just take them, easy, right? And it took off like crazy, okay? In the last 20 years, from 1995 to 2015, Nu Skin has sold over $3.15 billion of Life Pack products. Okay? That's not a small product line, folks. That's substantial volume. And the best part is that they've paid over $1.35 billion in commissions on those products that have been sold and consumed. Okay? That's serious money. Like a huge amount of money, okay? So that was, 20 years ago. Well, guess what happened last month? February 12th issue, actually. 2015, Time Magazine breaks another 50-page article. And this time, guess what they break the article on? Genetic expression. All this anti-aging stuff. And everybody's working on anti-aging. Go get it. Go get the article and start reading the stories, right? So all of a sudden we have age-locked youth. Nu Skin's ready again at the opportune time, launching a product 6 months from now called age-locked youth that is the next generation of anti-aging supplementation. So what will be the sales of age-locked youth over the next 20 years? It's anybody's guess, but I was with Truman Hunt a couple of weeks ago at Nu Skin headquarters in a meeting, and he said, I think age-locked youth will do more than $10 billion for sure in the next 20 years.
Wow.
So, we're going to do a lot of volume here. So the question is, how many commissions, how much will be paid in commissions over the next 20 years? I don't know why the stars have lined up like they have for us with these particular launches. I don't know why Time Magazine wants to help us so much, but it's just an awesome thing. We've got all this stuff put together at the right time, every time, okay? So we're excited about that. And one thing that's interesting, the first article inside this Time Magazine, this first article about genetic expression and anti-aging, talks about a drug called rapamycin, which was developed at Wyeth Laboratories over 20 years ago, and one of the co-creators was Joseph Chang, who you'll hear from tomorrow, our Chief Scientific Officer, okay? So it's just interesting, That's why they have that caption on the cover, because they took some rapamycin and they fed it in really small doses to mice, and they lived 77% longer. That's all they did that was different. So, we're not going to sell drugs, Age-locked youth is not a drug. It's a nutritional supplement, right? It's an age-locked nutritional supplement. So it's just interesting to note that our top scientist in Nu Skin has been involved in some of these amazing things, and it should give you a lot of confidence that we've got great people here that know what they're talking about and what they're doing, and that you're going to have efficacious products. All right. So this is just the next generation. Nu Skin's been able to take everything and shrink it into a single capsule. Okay, and it's interesting. There's very unique science inside this capsule. It's almost like a capsule inside a capsule. And you're going to see this as you start to utilize this product when it finally becomes available later this year. Now, we'll talk about a year from October. 18 months from now, we're going to launch something that is going to be also an amazing launch. I'm trying to show you that we're paving an 18-month runway for you here. So you can see what's going to happen in the next 18 months in this company. And it just seems to get better and better. Keurig came out with a whole new way to brew coffee. Premium coffee brewed in your house, multiple flavors, and they have done a bang-up job. So they came out and they have these K-Cups, right? The bottom right here. You have to use the K-Cups in the brewer. They've actually got little embedded codes on the ring of the K-Cup, and if you put a fake one in, it won't brew it. All right, so you have to use their K-Cups. Smart company. They kind of figured out what they're doing and how to do it, right? So let's talk about the business that they've built. In 10 years, they've sold 45 million machines. They put 45 million brewers out there on people's kitchen countertops. Last year, they did 4.7 billion in sales, almost twice as big as our company, with one machine. Okay, and just disposable K-Cups, right? So that's what they've done. And it's been an amazing thing. They've sold over 30 billion of those K-Cups, portion sizes. All right? Wouldn't it have been great if Keurig had a meeting like this when they were ready to launch their coffee brewer, and they said to all of you guys, hey, we're only going to do this through distributors like you. We'll pay you for the rest of your lives if you can put these machines in people's houses, and we'll pay you on all the K-Cups they use forever. Would that have been a good business to be part of?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't use you. They just went to retailers and sold them in stores, and you got cut out of that equation. And all you can do is just buy their machine. Okay? Well, how about HP? You know, 20 years ago, they started coming up with inkjet printers. HP will basically sell the printer at cost, because then they know that you got to buy their cartridges to be in the printer. Now, there's some knockoffs, yeah, but they seem to like mess up a lot, right? So you're going to buy ink from Hewlett-Packard, you know, and put it in your printer and keep printing out of your printer. So we asked ourselves, what's another appliance, device, that people would use in most homes in the world, that we could have disposable cartridges in those devices that our distributors could get paid on for the rest of their lives? That was the question. And it's an amazing thing that Nu Skin came up with a breakthrough, absolutely killer idea, and it's called AgeLock Me. You want to AgeLock Me? Yeah, I mean, here's what this is. This is a clean sheet design. No one's ever come up with anything like this. It's a device, an appliance that you buy. You put it on your bathroom countertop, and it will mix a specific anti-aging serum and cream combination for you. You have an app on your phone, on your smartphone. You answer questions on the app. And when it brings up a picture of skin for wrinkles, there's a dial, and you slide the dial for more wrinkles or put it back for less until you get a... My skin looks like that, right there. You match your skin to the profile. Okay, pore size. You just slide the dial till you match your pore size on your face. You slide the dial to match your dryness or your oiliness, right? And it collects all this information about you. It knows where you are. It knows your humidity and temperature in the city and town or country you live in. And so then it starts to mix a product for you. This has never been done before, to customize products like this. And it can make over 500 different formulas from just the original launch of the cartridges in the product. So these cartridges right here are, you know, replaceable basically. You're going to use those up about every 30 days is what's going to happen. And then you'll have an auto ship of your cartridges that will come to you. There's 38 different cartridges. Okay, 5 of them, you know, fit in the machine. You're going to get yours that match you out of these 38 that can then mix it and get it close to your particular profile. So that's what's going to happen with this device. Now, this is going to change everything in the world of anti-aging, in the world of skincare. You know, the whole world of skincare has been about bottles until now. And bottles have to have preservative systems and antimicrobial systems, because every time you stick your finger in the jar, you usually insert some bacteria. And if there wasn't, you'd be growing petri dishes all over your house, right? That limits what products can do. And it limits sometimes even the ingredients you may be able to put in a product. Okay? Now there's no limits. This has no preservatives. It doesn't need them. Because all you do is stick your hand in the opening of this machine right here, and it will dispense the product you need. And you may say, well, I travel all the time. No problem. There's a little travel case, and you can just punch in the pad on the top of the machine. It's a touch pad, and you can say, I'll be traveling for 6 days, and it will say, put your dispenser in there. It'll dispense day and night formulas for you for 6 days. You just take it on the road with you. It keeps track of how many it's dispensed. It knows the whole thing, right? This is going to blow the socks off of everybody. Our competitors are going to have to respond. They can't just let us sit there and do it. But the good news is we've got multiple patents now. Actually, checking up here, 12 patents pending already on Age Like Me. So it's going to slow them down. We're going to get first mover advantage when we get into the marketplace, right? And so what happens is now you have a measurable way to have every 30 days new reorders, new volume, new commissions for you. And the question will be, how many of these devices can you place in your network? You know, can you place 500 devices when they launch? Can you place 100? Can you place 5,000? Whatever you can place, literally, you can get paid for the rest of your life as long as they continue to utilize this device, you know? It's going to change everything. It really will. So it's an exciting thing to have that. That'll be available in 18 months. All right, I'm going to bring Scott Schwartz up now for a few moments to talk to you just for a few minutes about the company and what we're doing and why this is a great place to bet your future.
Well, thank you, everybody. Great to be here this evening. You gotta love California. It's so cold. You know, I'm one of those guys who goes to work every day. You know, 28 years ago, I came to a small little company called Nu Skin. And for 28 years, my responsibility has been to manage the vehicle. Nathan talks about the vehicle. He drives the vehicle. My job is to put gas in the gas tank, like cash in the bank and products in the warehouse and employees that answer the phone. And that's my job, to manage the vehicle as the president of the Americas region. From the tip of Canada all the way to the tip of Argentina is my responsibility. Over my 28 years, at times I've had the opportunity to manage pretty much every country that Nu Skin's been in some way or another, and it's been a great honor for me. You know, I was just thinking, how could I share the energy and passion I feel right now? So I remember when I first came to Nu Skin 28 years ago and I interviewed with the founders of the company, I came home to my wife and I said, there's something different about these people. I mean, they absolutely love what they do. And I didn't necessarily say that in that particular phrase, but I told my wife they are absolutely in love with this company. Now, I had come to Nu Skin via the government. I was a government employee. And anybody here who's a government employee knows that there aren't many government employees that love what they do. I mean, just go through the TSA every day, as I do, and tell me how many of those guys like what they do. I found 3 people who absolutely love what they do. And this was Blake Roney, the founder of Nu Skin, Steve Lund, and Sandy Tillotson, the 3 original founders of Nu Skin. They started this company 31 years ago in the basement of a condominium. Their first year in sales, Nu Skin generated $89,000 in annual sales. Now, to understand the impact, on that $89,000, over $40,000 was paid in commissions. So then you say, okay, out of the $89,000, that left the company with $49,000 to run everything else, to develop product, to pay employees. Nobody was getting paid, just so you know. That was part of the entrepreneurial spirit because they loved what they did. And there were really 3 things that they focused on from the very beginning that every employee has focused on. Nathan talked about, right now he's talked about one, and that is the focus on innovative products. Nu Skin from 1984 to today has always been focused on bringing to market innovative products. Now, it's important to understand that Nu Skin's innovation is always innovation in front of demand. It would be silly for Nu Skin to come out with products if there was no demand. We see this all the time. People invent stuff and nobody wants to buy it. And they're hapless entrepreneurs. They're people who just go from one stupid idea to the next. Because nobody wants to buy what they think of. And one of these days, they're just hoping something's going to happen and nothing happens. And they're hapless entrepreneurs. But it's just amazing. As you listen to Nathan, you look over the last 31 years, Nu Skin has always not just been right in front of that demand. Here we are right now. You saw 2 products right in front of demand. Now, if you were an entrepreneur, if you were in business, where would you want to be? You want to be where consumers are. Now, I'm one of those guys who loves Apple products. I have everything they own. So, 4 o'clock this morning, what did I do? I got up and I bought my watch. Now, my employees that work with me know that I have like 40 watches. I wear a different color every day. I don't need an Apple Watch. I don't need one, but I have to have one. Right? But it's about that demand. Apple just said, you know what, there's people just like me. There's a person born like me every minute is what they say. And I just planted myself and I just made them a bunch of money. And you know what? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who got on the internet early this morning because they opened up the window at midnight and they shut the window. They said there's only this many watches that you can order right now. Sound familiar?
Yep.
So, innovative products. Nu Skin's always focused on innovative products. If you could see the next 3 years, the way I know the next 3 years, you would know that you're in the right place at the right time. I mean, we just launched yesterday the Epic Essential Oils. Huge and expanding consumer market. Huge. One of the fastest growing direct selling consumer markets in the world. And Nu Skin, as Nathan said, is going to do it better than anyone else out there. I can assure you we're going to do it better. I've tested everything. I'm a customer for all these companies. I go in their parking lots. I find a distributor. I say, I want to be your customer. Oh, and by the way, I'm the president of Nu Skin Enterprises Americas region. And you can't tell anybody. But I use all their products. And I can tell you, you go over there and you use our products and you will know that what we're talking about is completely different. You need to use these products every day. I've been up in my hotel room testing. I do this really cool thing. I take my Pearl, because I'm a Pearl addict. Those of you that are new won't know what I'm talking about. But those of you that have been around for a while know that I'm a Pearl addict. I use 4 to 6 to 10. I think up on my counter today, up on the 18th floor, there are like 10 Pearl capsules. And I put a drop of essential oil in every Pearl that I put on my face. It's amazing. You can come smell. So innovative products, trusted company. So from the very beginning, Nu Skin's been focused on making sure that we do the right things for the right reasons. And we don't sacrifice our integrity. I know a lot of you are here for the first time and you have questions. Well, it's one of those network marketing deals. Yes, that's true. It is one of those network marketing deals. And I tell people, there are 2 types of network marketing companies in the world. There's Nu Skin and there's everybody else. Because this is a company you can trust. We are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. You know what? It brings all sorts of headaches, I promise you. It isn't all that it's cut out to be. Everybody in the world can see everything you're doing. I was at a meeting on Wednesday night. 300 presidents of every direct selling company in the world was there. And they knew more about us than I did. We're publicly traded. They scour all our reports. They know everything. So yeah, there's no secrets. But isn't that a good thing? This isn't a smoke and mirrors business. You know everything that's going on in Nu Skin. Trusted company. And finally, and most importantly, it's about individual success. For the last 30 years, 31 years now, and 28 of mine, What has driven us every day is the focus on individual success. It's the fact that we know today that Nu Skin is a vehicle which every single person in this room, if they work hard, work smart, and they love what they do, they'll succeed. And it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your education is. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't matter what language you speak. If you're passionate, you work hard, and you work smart, you'll achieve success. And those are the three components. Doesn't matter. I go down to Latin America, and people will say, well, how do people who make $400 a month do your business? You know what our greatest product is in Latin America? It's opportunity. Because you know what? People don't want to make $400 a month for the rest of their life. And if they know if they can work really hard for 3 or 4 or 5 months and make $400, do you think it's changed their life? Absolutely. So it doesn't matter. As you look at this business, what you need to look at is what Nathan's talking about. It's about trends, but more importantly, it's about timing. And Nathan's going to talk to you about that. For me, the greatest excitement is that we're here and you're here tonight. Those of you that are here tonight will look back on this moment and say, okay, I listened to what Nathan said. And I've been with Nathan since the day he joined the company. I remember the first day he walked into the building. You know, we cleaned up. You know, got the dust off of things because Nathan was coming. And today our business is totally transformed as a result of a decision that he made 27 years ago, almost 28, 25, almost 26. I'm old. But, you know, our business has been transformed. You will never understand the power that you have in this business until you make the decision to do the business. You will never understand. You will touch somebody's life and you will be amazed at what will happen. So hopefully if you're here for the first time tonight, you spend some time listening to what Nathan has to say, you talk to other leaders, you experience the products, you purchase the products, and you understand that this is a business that's driven by real world demand, with innovative products, with a business vehicle that's proven and trusted, and that anyone who invests time, energy, and works smart will succeed. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Scott. That was fantastic. Not often we get the President of the Americas here to, help us out. Give him another hand. Great. Okay, so last 2 points. We've talked trends, we've talked products and science, we've talked company. That just finished, right? Now we're on compensation number 4. Y'all tracking with me where I'm at?
Yeah.
Y'all awake?
Yeah.
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do compensation real quick then. So, in this business, life begins when you become an executive. You can use products, you can consume them, you can get some customers to use products and be a distributor, and that's great, okay? But if you want to start making money that can be supplemental to your income and even significant to your income, then you need to become an executive first, okay? As an executive, people who do that last year averaged about $5,400 a year of income. So approximately $450 a month. And you may say, well, that's not a lot of money. That's true, it's not. But it's enough to start changing people's lives. I mean, that can be a new car payment for somebody, That can supplement their house payment. That can, buy swimming lessons or piano lessons or whatever you want to buy. So all of a sudden it starts to supplement their income. That's the first step. Once you become an executive, then we just simply do it in 4s, okay? So we go get 4 other executives on your front line. So you've become an executive, you know how to do that, so you can help other people do the same thing, because you did it. And so you help 4 people do that, and then you become what we call a Ruby executive right here. with 4 on your front line. The average income a year ago for all rubies was $34,488, almost $35,000 a year, about $2,800 a month. Most people achieve that title within a year of the day they join the company. Now that's pretty incredible when you think about that. You find this cool company, they've got these amazing products, you kind of hope they work, you try them, they really work, and you get excited and you start to tell people about it, and all of a sudden you're recruiting, you're building, you understand the strategy to build your own business, your own team, and all of a sudden you become a Ruby executive, you know? Where else can you start a business part-time on the side, evenings and weekends, and in a year you're making $2,800 a month? I mean, that's pretty hard to do in almost any business, any place. And yet people do that right here in Nu Skin. And then they give you an amazing trip. Someplace in the world that's exotic, right? Next trip happens to be to Maui. That'll happen on the next one. We're going to Alaska first for those that qualified for that. Once you get those 4 people, just listen close. It's not uncommon to have to replace 1 or 2 of them. Sometimes they fall out. That's normal. Don't freak out. Oh, well, what happened to me? It's just the way it is, guys. So once you stabilize that Ruby title, that Ruby position, then you go get 4 more right here. Okay? Now you're what we call a diamond executive in Nu Skin. The average diamond executive last year was $127,000, more than $10,000 a month. And the average time it takes them typically is 2.5 to 3 years to hit that title and begin to earn this kind of income. So, how many of you went to 4 years of college and graduated? How many of you graduated making $10,000 a month? I didn't think so. Well, this is kind of like going to the Nu Skin College, okay? But it's like a 3-year program instead of a 4-year program. And by the time you graduate here, you really have kind of figured the business out. Now you really understand it. You might think that's strange that it would take you 2 or 3 years to really figure it out, but it does. It takes that much time. But once you've got it, then you understand the principles, you understand the skill set, you've acquired the skill set you need, and now you can become really effective and really efficient. And so once you stabilize this position, then you get the last 4 over here, and you become what we call a blue diamond in Nu Skin. Blue diamonds have 12 executives on their front line. Blue diamonds have an income of $639,000 a year last year, more than $50,000 a month. A month, right? This is really amazing income. And can you imagine what you would have to do to earn that kind of money in the real world? It's pretty hard to do, isn't it? Think about where you work right now. How many people where you work right now make more than $500,000 a year? You know, none? 2, 3, 5, maybe 50 in an enormous company? You may ask yourself, well, how many people are blue diamonds in Nu Skin? How many people have achieved the title? And that's the average income. How about 3,000 people globally now? 3,000 people at the blue diamond status. Can you show me any company that has that many people earning that much money anywhere? I mean, I don't think so, all right? You've got better odds here in Nu Skin than you do anyplace else in terms of making that kind of money. And even if people are in a big company and they are making $500,000 a year or $1 million a year or something like that in that company, how much will they make next year if they don't show up? Nothing. They'll be fired. They'll be gone if they don't show up, right?
Yeah, right.
What's so awesome about this that you don't quite catch yet, but you will over time if you do this, is the residual kind of recurring nature of that stream of money. There's a day, literally, when you are not required anymore. You don't have to be there anymore to make that happen because you build a network of consumption. And that consumption of all that product adds up to a huge amount of volume, and you get paid on it. Most people I know take a shower every day. I like it when they do that with our products, right? Most people I know take some kind of vitamins. I like it when they do that with our products. Most people I know will, blend up a smoothie or a shake in the morning or once a day or something. I love that when they do that with our products. Most people want to anti-age, and I love it when they do that with our products, right? That's what it is, guys. It just ends up being a massive amount of consumption, and that consumption ends up putting cash in your bank on a monthly basis that can be really, really substantial. Now, the average time for people to achieve the average blue diamond income is approximately 7 years to do that, okay? Have you been doing something for 7 years?
Yes.
To pay your bills and put food on the table? Are you making $50,000 a month?
No.
I didn't think so. Would you ever have the chance to make that where you work now? Probably not. Okay, not even in the cards. Not even possible. And if you quit, would they pay you that much next year? No, not going to happen. This is totally different. This is a different kind of money. It's a kind of money that you've never tasted before in your life if all you've ever done is work a job and get a salary or an hourly wage or a commission. Okay, it's none of that. It's not like any of that kind of money. It's a totally different kind of money. All right, it's not a job. It's not a commission. It's hard to get this kind of money. But once you get it and it's recurring and it doesn't depend on you anymore, all of a sudden it becomes amazing in terms of what it can do for you and your family. Okay, so we got the trip. Let's talk about $1 Million Circle. We now have over 1,100 people as of the end of 2014 that are part of Nu Skin's $1 Million Circle, meaning they've made more than $1 million in total commissions since they joined the business. Some people take 20 years to do it. They just make $50,000 a year part-time, doing Nu Skin part-time, and after 20 years they join the $1 Million Circle. Some people do it in 2 years, and they make $1 million, and then they just zoom from there. And so it's up to you, and it just simply comes down to how many people you're willing to talk to and how fast you're willing to do that. You can compress time or you can stretch it out based on your activity. We're making a new millionaire every 3 days now in Nu Skin. Mark my words, the day will come when that will happen every single day in this company. Right? Watch it. 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years from now, it's going to be every day. I'm sure that happens where you work right now, doesn't it? When you walk in, do they have the new millionaires posted up every 3 days at your company? They don't? What are you wasting your time there for, right? Nobody's making any money over there. All right. And the last thing is timing. The question tonight in this room is, can a 31-year-old company still create new opportunity for somebody brand new in this room tonight?
Yes.
I mean, that's the question. I don't think anybody questions the track record, the 30 years, the scientists, the investment in technology and innovation, all the patents, you know, the trends are awesome, everything lines up, everything sounds great, but the big question is there opportunity for me? Can a company that's this age and this size recreate itself so that there's an opportunity for me? And I think tonight, hopefully, you have seen that in these next 18 months, as we continue to open up brand new segments, whole new categories that have never been tapped into before, whole new appliances that no one's ever dreamt of before, and we have all the patents, okay? I hope you understand that Nu Skin recreates itself every year. Every year there's some kind of a major launch of a product that taps into a whole new market, a whole new segment, a whole new category, a whole new country. And what happens is that attracts new waves of people all the time. And we have people that continue to build their businesses in dramatic ways. You would never think that somebody in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the shadows of the building of Nu Skin, could join Nu Skin and build a business and become successful. Where's Hi? Stand up, Hi. Where is he? Right there. Come here. So this gentleman right here lives in the shadows of Nu Skin, heard about it for years, never joined, that's Nu Skin, and finally joins the company. 2 years ago?
Yes.
2 years ago. And so what's your title today?
I am a blue diamond. Yes.
1 year. And how many of your team members are going to Alaska?
We have 17 people. We go to the association.
Yeah! There you go, folks. Thank you very much. We'll probably hear more from you, I'm sure of that. Yeah, right there in Utah, you know, it just continues to happen, folks. If that didn't answer the question in your mind, is there room in this company for me? If he can do it in Utah, where we've been the longest, we've been there 31 years. You think everybody knows about Nu Skin, right? And he can do it anyway, all right? So what can happen in Southern California with 20 million people, where people don't even know what it is? Never even heard of it before, okay? You have the entire world in front of you here, and you can make it happen. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this part of the America, North America alone, to $1 billion. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it in the next 5 years. And what that means is $370 million of new commissions. It means 1,000 new blue diamonds, just like High, okay? It means tens of thousands of other leaders. And over the years, it means billions of additional commissions paid out to people like you and I. If you're wondering that if you can start today, if you've got the same chance like I had, 25, almost 26 years ago, it's better today. We didn't even have one scientist when I started. We were hoping we had products that would work. We didn't have any patents on anything, okay? It is so much better today. It's not a question, right? It's not like we're hoping this is going to work. Folks, it's all here. But what you have to do is you have to change. We're creatures of habit. That's who we are as human beings. It's easy for us just to keep doing what we're doing now, just to slip into the same rut and just keep going down the path and going back and forth to work every day, right? And on Monday, you wish it was Friday. And on Tuesday, you wish it was Friday. And Wednesday, you wish it was Friday. And Thursday, you wish it was Friday. On Friday, it's Friday. You can't wait till it's 5 o'clock. Right? And I see this all the time, right? I used to have a houseboat on Lake Powell. I'd be there all week having a great time, all the way till Friday afternoon, late. Then all of a sudden, all these thousands of crazy people would show up in a big rush at the lake. And they would be chucking their boats in and fighting with each other, trying to get on the water and get their campsite, grabbing their kids and get over here. We're going to have fun this weekend now. Come have fun now. That's what they were doing. And then Sunday afternoon, about 5 o'clock, they're like, all right, everybody rush up. Get your boat on the trailer and get out of here. We're going back home. We just go, oh, thank goodness they're all leaving. All those people that have to work a job, they're gone. That's what happens, guys. Do you want to live a different kind of lifestyle? It's out there. It's available. It's a totally different way of thinking about life and doing things. But if you want to do this, you're going to have to fight. You got to fight to change. You got to fight to make a change now. You don't say to yourself tonight, well, I think I'll think about it and I'll maybe come back tomorrow with my mom or my sister, or my friends or whatever. Well, I'll sign up tomorrow. Do you know what the odds drop to that you will come back tomorrow and sign up and enroll in New Skin? About 50%. What happened overnight? Did the products work half as good? Did we chop the compensation plan in half overnight? Nothing happened other than life happened to you. Life goes on. Things happen. There's demands. You got jobs, things to do, places to go, people to see, kids to take care of, whatever it is, right? Things happen. You have to fight to change. You can never change when you stay inside your comfort zone. By definition, you got to force yourself outside to do something different. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be fearful. You're going to think, well, what if I can't do it? What if I can't make it? What if it doesn't work? Folks, it will absolutely work, okay? We have done this thousands of times. If you do the business, you will hit those numbers, period. Okay? Are you going to have to change? You're going to have to do things a little different? You're going to have to talk to some people? Go experience life. I've had so much fun meeting millions of people. I love just talking to people. I like just finding out who they are, what they're doing, where they're going, what's up in their life, and everything. I may not even talk to them about New Skin. I just want to talk to people. Okay? And if you'll just get in the habit of doing that, you will have so much a fuller life, a richer life. You'll meet so many more people. People are what make life rich, okay? You can get outside your current circles. You can have so much fun in this business, and you will have an amazing future if you decide you're going to do it. But decide today. If you wait a week, do you know what the chances are you'd enroll in a week? Less than 1%. Yep, it is. Now, listen. Once in your life, you see something where you go, that's probably going to be really big. I think I get that. I think I agree with that guy that he's right. This thing is going to be pretty big, pretty successful, right? If you agree with that, even a little bit, then get in this business. What do you got to lose? You join. You start. You'll improve over time. You don't have to be perfect. You won't be perfect, ever probably. Okay? You won't even be great in the beginning, probably. That's where we all started. We all started in the same place where we just had a little belief, a little faith. We thought, well, maybe we'll try it. We'll go give it our best shot. We'll change. We'll learn. We'll do the business. And that's all you got to do. That's where you have to start. But you've got to start. You don't walk out of here and go, well, I'll think about it later. Because you'll never do it. Nothing will ever change. You'll go back to the same old thing. You'll be driving down that same road doing that same job wishing it was Friday. You will. That's exactly what will happen. I promise you. Mark my words. That is the absolute truth. So if you want to change, it's here. You don't got to do it by yourself. You got this amazing company. You've got all these people in your team, in your upline, we call them, that are we're here to help you. We're here to help you succeed. You don't got to do it by yourself. You don't got to start some business with your idea and try to raise money and figure out how you're going to sell some product you dreamt up or something. That's craziness, okay? It's all done right here. The whole thing's in place. All you got to do is just plug in and go to work. Go do it. Have fun with us and build this business. And that's what it is. And it's literally that simple. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you have a great evening and a great weekend. Talk to you very soon. Good night.
All right. Well, the store is open now until 9 p.m. Go experience the products. We have an amazing set of promotions on site as well for those that purchase tonight. Doors open tomorrow, 10 a.m. There's an opportunity. There's a healthcare professional meeting at 8:30. This